everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting Algebra 2 class. Today we are going to be in chapter number 3, lesson number 3. 3.3 is on page 136 in your book, page 136. Today we're going to be talking about nonlinear absolute value equations. Nonlinear absolute value equations. If you remember from when we're talking about absolute value equations, we solve one side with the positive values, and we solve one side with the negative values, where we distribute the negative sign through. And here, when we're talking about nonlinear, what does nonlinear mean? Okay, quadratics, different things like that with a squared term. When we're dealing with those, we're going to do the pretty much the exact same thing. All right. The only difference is these are going to give you two answers each. Okay. And there's probably going to be quite a few extraneous solutions, so you're going to have to make sure that you're checking these. I think most of you will probably do just fine on these. These aren't real challenging, but there is a lot of work involved, so you do have to take a long time, and it's quite a long process. So let's just go ahead and do one. We're going to look on page 137, and let's solve this one. So I have absolute value of x squared plus 2x equals 5x plus 10. And I want to solve this one. Okay, so I want to, first of all, I'm going to split this into two equations. So we'll do one over here, we'll just do the positive value. So this is going to be x squared plus 2x equals 5x plus 10. So this is the positive value of that. Now on the other side, we're going to do the negative value of this. So in other words, we have to distribute our negative sign through here, and we're going to distribute to x squared plus 2x equals 5x plus 10. Okay. Let's do the pink one first. That one is probably the most straightforward one. That one is the one that we would have the most familiarity with. So what we want to do is we want to turn this into standard form. We want to get it equals 0. So we'll go ahead and take this over here and the 10 over there. So this is going to be minus 5x and minus 10. We'll do that to the other side as well. So this is going to cancel out. This is going to give us equals 0 over on this side. And over here, we're going to get x squared. This right here gives you negative 3. Sorry, negative 3x minus 10 equals 0. So what we would do now is just solve it like it's a quadratic, factor it. What's our factors? We would have our signs would be negative positive, x minus x plus. Oh, let me get enough room here for the equals 0. Those are both equals 0. And then what are our factors? 2 and 5. Okay. So the 5 has to be the negative and the 2 has to be the positive. And then we would just move this over here and we would get x equals 5 positive. We'd move this over here and we'd get x equals negative 2. Those would be our two solutions from the positive side. Okay. And then we would come over here to the negative side and we would solve it. So the one thing that we have to do here is we have to distribute. Don't forget that. A lot of students forget that. We've been doing these now for the better part of a year, so we should remember that. That should be something that we remember. Oh yeah, the negative side on the absolute value, we have to distribute to both of those. So that's going to give us a negative x squared minus 2x equals 5x plus 10. All right, so now what we're going to end up doing is we are going to try to get it into standard form. Now I'm going to show you something right here. It's a little trick. This has to be positive to be in standard form. Your leading coefficient needs to be positive. So if we leave that there, we're ultimately going to have to multiply a -1 through it in order to change the sign. What if I just take this over here? Well, then it becomes a positive x squared over there. And then we're going to add 2x to both sides. Okay, so that's going to cancel, that's going to cancel, and I am going to end up with 0 equals, and there's our positive x squared. We had a 5x and a 2x, so that's 7x, and then there's our 10 plus 10. All right, so that was a little trick right there, and I just moved it on the one, I moved it to the left side. On this one over here, the x squared is on the left side, okay? On this one over here, the x squared is on the right side. It doesn't matter which side. Why did I move it over there? Because I wanted to keep it positive, okay? I'm a positive guy. I want to keep things positive, you know? Maybe you're a positive person too. Maybe you're a negative person, and so if you're a negative person, then you moved it over to the other side. Even if you did move it to the other side, at some point you would have had to make it positive anyways. So it's fine. Now, one thing that I can do once I get it right here, if I want to, is I can just flip those sides and make it x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. That's fine. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not obsessive compulsive on that. So I'm just going to leave it alone. It's okay. It's in my brain. I know that it's over there. So now I'm just going to factor it and set it equal to 0. So I'm going to have x, and these are going to be plus plus. So x plus, that's going to be equal 0. And then x plus, and that's also going to be equal 0. So our factor is 10, and we need to get a 7. So 2 and 5 again. Oh, interesting. 2 and 5 again. Well, I move it over here, and I'm going to get x equals -2. So that's 1. And then over here, I'm going to get x equals -5. All right, so if you look what happened, and you can see this on page number 137 in your book, page 137. So if you look at what happened, these are your answers. But look at what happens here. This answer is the same as this answer. And this is something I think I told you the other day, maybe in one of our live classes or something. I'm not sure I did it on the recorded video. But one thing that's going to happen sometimes is, yes, those are two different answers, but you only have to write them one time because it's the same number. So yes, we got 4 answers out of this, but technically I only need to write 3 answers. +5, -5, and -2. I only had to write the -2 one time. However, what I said just a little bit ago is sometimes you're going to get extraneous solutions here. So let's see if we have any extraneous solutions. What I would do is I would go back and check it. I'm not going to take the time because it's just going to be me going through the work. You know how to check these already. Plug it in. Plug the 5 in. Does the 5 work? Yes, the 5 works. You end up with, I think, 35 equals 35. Okay? Then you plug the -2 in. Does the -2 work? It does. You end up with 0 equals 0. And then you plug the -5 in. Does the -5 work? Figured out it does not. You end up with 15 equals -15. So this one does not work. And this one we don't need it either because we've already got it right here. So we don't need to write it twice. So the answers to this one, there's only 2 answers to this one, would be x equals 5 and -2. And that would be our answer for that problem. The -5 does not check. It's extraneous. And we already have one -2. We don't need the second -2. Okay? And so our answer would be 5 and -2. 2 answers. And you say, but I thought we were supposed to get 4 answers. We did. Okay, we did. But a couple of them, one of them wasn't needed and one of them was extraneous. So in those cases, we do not list them. We do not need to list them. Okay, I think this may be the shortest Algebra 2 video that I've done. So Merry Christmas. It's getting close to Christmas time. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year and all that stuff. And you just got a short lesson under 10 minutes. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, we'll see you later. Hope you understood everything. If you didn't, rewind it, watch it again. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.